Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to another Straightjacket podcast. I'm with the main man, you know what I mean? The legend, Mr. Structure. What you saying, bro? Everything good around there?
Everything's good, bro.
Everything good. You know what I'm saying to you? We're still recovering from the protests on Saturday, man. You know what I mean? I'm still mashed up, man. My back was killing all weekend. I don't know who did this here, but some idiot here decided to jump on my back, man, when it all got crazy. But you know what? If it's for the cause, it's for the cause. You know what I mean? If I break my back and we get the glazes out, then you know what? It might be the trick to do it, man. But people, as you tune into the Straightjacket podcast, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Oh, yeah, by the way, people, we reached 30,000 subscribers on Saeed TV. You know what I mean? Incredible journey. You know what I'm saying? To big up everybody who's been a part of that success. You yourself, Nuruddin, you know what I mean? Aaron, Musa, Flawless, every single person, JV, Stroll. You know what I'm saying to you, man? Yeah, man. By the way, this market by the box, yeah, it's a funny story, but I actually didn't understand the song, yeah, until I went back, yeah, and realized it on my Instagram that, you know, Malcolm in a Box was basically Malcolm Glazer. I honestly, you know, when you're with the wave, you know what I mean? I don't really do that, people. I don't really wish death on people. But, you know,
especially in Ramadan.
Yeah, especially in Ramadan, you get me. So forgive me, people, you know what I'm saying to you. I didn't clock on until I went home and I was like, what am I singing? You know what I mean? Just goes to show, man. You got to check up on what you're doing, you know what I'm saying to you. But, yeah, man, Nuruddin.
Get carried away.
I got carried away. You know what I mean? But Nuruddin, man, good turnout, man. You know what I mean? I did the flyer on Monday. You said, no, let's not do it on Tuesday. Let's do it on Saturday. And what a turnout, man. 5,000 people. This goes to show, man. You know, if people can make it, they can make it, can't they?
Well, of course. It was good turnout, man. At the end of the day, it was a way of people voicing their voices, isn't it? At the end of the day, there's no wrong or right way. It's just the fans that are frustrated with the club's ownership for 16 years. And we've got an opportunity to put pressure on them, you know, get real pressure on them, maybe even to sell this club. Yeah. And, yeah, I was just glad that to be part of it. I was glad to be there. Yeah, I did think Saturday would be better because a lot more people can come and people can bring their children and stuff like that, other than just do it on a Tuesday. But, yeah, we go again this Sunday, innit? We go again this Sunday.
Yeah, man. Someone saying I look tired, man. I've had a second vaccine, people, man. It's, yo, man. You know, if it just be, all I'm saying, when you get the vaccine, people, just be prepared, yeah, for the symptoms afterwards, you know what I mean? It kills you up, man. I remember I took the vaccine on Friday, and I went to the protest, you know what I mean? Got mashed up there. Sunday, I was dying, you know what I mean? You can see me on the watcher, I was just getting through it, you know what I mean? And obviously, I didn't come to the Red Talk, but, you know, we go again, people. Content still happens for a reason. But we're going to discuss, you know what, let's discuss the game yesterday, you know what I mean, quickly before we move on to all his comments and whatnot. The games, though, you needed the fans there, didn't you? You know the fans. You need the fans there, man. They didn't. I don't think the players or whoever didn't understand the magnitude of the game. It was a massive game, that. And for me,
you know what? I think the manager understood. I thought Bielsa understood.
Yeah,
Bielsa understood, and that's why he changed his tactics. Leeds went gung-ho, wasn't it? Leeds went to close up shop, mate. They parked the bus. Leeds parked the bus.
Very well.
They parked the bus very well, but I think it was a lack of bit of quality up top in terms of getting that finish. And I understand Ollie why he's trying to rest, because he knows that we're in the top four, hopefully, guaranteed, barring an absolute disaster in the last 5 or 6 games. Was it 5 games left now?
Yeah, 5 games, I think.
Yeah. So he was thinking about, he's thinking ahead to Roma. He was thinking ahead to Roma. And he thought we could score. I mean, Bruno had the best chance. I thought Greenwood looked sharp. James was just a lot of running, a lot of endeavour, but didn't have that much quality. But I did think that what determined this game was Bielsa, because if they were going to play open, we would have murdered them, mate.
Yeah.
We would have murdered them. So they didn't play open. That's the most they've not played open. That's the only 2 games I've seen this season where Leeds have had to adapt to 2 teams. And that's the City game where they won 2-1 with 10 men. That
Yeah.
they had like 30% possession. They were just defending, and yesterday they just defended.
Yeah. Big up Aaron in the building. We're just talking about the Leeds game.
Both of you.
Yeah, man. Big up to Aaron in the building. You know what I'm saying to you. We're just talking about the Leeds game yesterday and how it kind of lacked any kind of rhythm, any kind of pace. Very flat. You know what I mean? I think Leeds. I think the Phillips interview at the end just kind of put it into a nutshell. Really, they did a job on Bruno, and that ultimately stopped United. All they did make substitutions late, early enough. You know what I mean? End of the day, that's just all in it. You feel me? We know his side of the story, but just in terms of the game yesterday, we're talking about lack of fans being involved and whatnot. But again, man, you know what I mean? 10 draws this season, Aaron. You know what I mean? You're looking at momentum shift. You're looking at title. Any aspiration of winning titles. If you can't win them kind of games, are we ever going to win a title?
Listen, our club's not going to win a title anyway. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah.
I've always
that's
said,
another question.
First, before I talk about anything about the game, shout out to you, Saeed, for reaching 30K.
Yeah, man, big up, man.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you,
man. Appreciate that, bro.
30K, man. That's big, that's huge, and
Come
we
on,
love to
man.
hear
I appreciate
news
that,
like
bro. I appreciate that, bro.
Yesterday's game, man, it was a bit of a weird one. It was a snooze fest for me, bro. I don't know what Newton said about the game, and I don't know about you two, but at certain points I was just on my phone, falling asleep and struggling to stay awake. And we've had loads of these type of performances this season, man. It's just you're trying to be positive. You're trying to watch the game with some sort of positive foot, but bro, like the players in front of you are just not doing it, man. It's sideways passing. And yesterday, obviously, Saeed, you missed out on the match reaction we did with Rants, but Statman pulled out the stats from McTominay, for example, because the midfield for me was the big problem. And he had 86%, 86% pass completion. And I said, cool. How many of those passes went forward? And there was something like 7 out of 36 or 7 out of 38 passes from McTominay were forward. So I'm like, you had 38 passes that you played, and only 7 of them are forward. So the rest of the time, you were just happy with receiving the ball and playing it sideways or backwards.
Yeah.
And that's been one of his biggest problems. Listen, we all respect Fergie. You know what I mean? Sir Alex Ferguson, massive, massive respect. That's all I can say in it. But when he came out talking about McTominay is a big game player, when there's a big game, you want McTominay in because he's tall and he's strong and he's a good character, he's a good lad. That would have worked in the early 2000s. Let's be real.
Yeah, Darren Fletcher and John O'Shea made it. That's why.
It would have worked in the early 2000s.
Yeah, quality, man.
Quality, to be fair.
That's the thing, Nudin. They still had quality side. Now, as much as Fletcher was a squad player, technically, he was still very sound. Like, he had the basics on lock. Receiving the ball, passing the ball, passing range was decent. Like, it was decent. McTominay's passing range is not great, man.
Yeah.
It's not great. But I don't want to be sitting there and singling him out. But overall, the game was just boring. And it looked like at some point we were trying to go for it, but then it looked like we weren't. And I've got to give credit, and this is something that I never do, to Leeds. But I've got to give credit to Bielsa because he instructed Calvin Phillips to man-mark Bruno Fernandes throughout the whole game. And Calvin Phillips came out at the end of the game, post-match interview, and he said that he was instructed to man-mark Bruno Fernandes, and he felt like he did a great job. Well, I'll tell you what, Calvin, you didn't just do a great job, you did a fantastic job, because Bruno Fernandes was invisible. He was nowhere to be found. And I've said this here, I called this out, and I said, there will be a game where someone will be instructed to man-mark Bruno Fernandes, and that's where we're going to struggle. We're going to have a huge problem creating something because we're so used to everything going through him. We're so used to him bailing us out time and time again that when he doesn't do it or when he's invisible, we run out of ideas. And that's the biggest mistake. And I've been on various channels and I was on with Dominic and I said to him as well, he said it can't always be the Bruno show. It can't always be because
the Rashford show,
yesterday, or the Rashford show, because yesterday it was a man market. Someone man marked him. Yeah. Obviously, I don't wish it to happen in the future, but he could be injured for a number of weeks. What do you do then? Yeah, let's say
I've always said this.
let's say he makes 2 dumb mistakes, picks up a yellow in the first leg, picks up a yellow in the second leg. He's out for the final. What do you do then? What do you do? Because you've been so used to having everything go through him.
We play through 2 players though. That's the problem.
Rashford and Bruno.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like, obviously, Rashford's been playing injured for a while now. Let's say against Roma, the injury gets worse and he's completely out for the season. What do you do then?
That's a big question. Let me ask you a question, Nuruddin. You know, I looked at the game yesterday. I was talking to on the watch along, right? The game, the first 11 for OLE, a lot of energy, a lot of runners. I looked at the bench: Pogba, Donny van der Beek, Telles, Mata, you know, Cavani. These are technical players. Maybe Cavani less so because I feel like his touch is a bit odd, but you know, better than what we've got. You know, when you look at the style and the difference, is it all there to be seen that if you're not a runner and you're not someone that can track back and whatnot, you're in the team, you know, basically. And I looked at the yesterday, all you need to get the balance right. If you want to win trophies, you have to get the balance right. And you can't just have all runners. You know what I mean? You look at McTominay, Fred, you're looking at James, you're looking at Bruno, if you're looking at really. Wan-Bissaka, there's a lot of runners in there, but the technical ability is on the bench. Are you thinking, sooner or later, and we can talk about Pogba being on the left, maybe it's better to his style. But in reality, you know, Pogba further forward in advanced position where Bruno is where you want him. The game against Tottenham where they were together. You know, so is that for you where you're looking at thinking, yeah, man, we need to work on that, bro. We need to work on that.
I mean, to me, the Tottenham example was a brilliant example that you gave. To me, it wasn't. I can understand he was caught in a hard on a rock place yesterday, Ollie, because semi-final is coming up. Cavani gets injured all of the time, doesn't he? He gets injured and then he goes out for a bit. He didn't want to risk him. I thought, what's his name? Greenwood did shift. It's saying that Phillips marked him. Some of the best moments of our game actually came from Bruno. And if it wasn't for Dan James getting in his way, I think he could have been through a couple of times.
Yeah.
Shot and goal. But he missed the best chance. I mean, a chance for him to hit the target. It was there for him to hit the target, and he missed it. Yeah, to me, like I'll go back to this one. To me, we'll come on to it, but the Glazers, the Big Six, they ruined the end of the season for me.
Yeah, and you know what? Say that again. Say it. You might as well go with it. Go with it now.
Yeah, do you remember how I was watching it? I was hella nervous. I made a little video on Twitter before I started the channel, the Leeds game. I was like that, biting my nails. We're 4-0 up, and I'm like that, biting my nails.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this game ain't over because it's Leeds. Yesterday, I didn't have any of that. I wasn't feeling any of that. I just feel despondent. I feel like they ruined the end of the season for me. And I was so disappointed to see Ollie out trending. So what I did yesterday, I spent about an hour on Twitter looking at all the people who were tweeting Ollie out. I found about 30% were United fans. I can't tell you what the other 70% were. That I looked for about an hour because I looked at people who got no subscribers, who had all these burner accounts, and it kind of deflated me. And I didn't even want to, like last night, I didn't even want to come on. You know, I do sometimes late night ones in it on here where I talk to United fans in it, therapy.
Yeah.
We got on here and we chop it up in it. And I didn't even want to, but I felt like I had to do it. And I felt deflated. So I think now Ollie's thinking, you know what, second or third place, barring a massive kind of collapse in the last 5 games. The fact that Pogba, obviously, Pogba should have played yesterday. I think we would have won if Pogba started.
Yeah, but I think it was I don't know.
Yeah. You see what happened to Salah as well. Like Liverpool didn't play Salah. They bought him on it. A lot of the players that are fasting, they made substitutions. So that's the thing. That's the thing. But what I watched a bit of the cup final, and I saw Little City step up. I saw Tottenham step it up second half, all because of the fans. And hearing like 4,000 fans, 2,000 each, was just an amazing thing. And a game like United Leeds, they need to have the fans. I don't want to make excuses for these guys, but having fans, even if you had 200 on either side, it's a massive difference.
Well, look at Wembley yesterday. Wembley.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you. Like in that final, I said, City play proper intensity. Tottenham came back into it second half with intensity for the fans. So I don't know, but for me, the season was spoiled, and to see that for me disheartened me. You can think whatever you want about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We all know his limitations. We all know what he's done at the club. You can say that.
But you know what, though, Nordin? Does it not help, though?
I just think this end of the season, we have to pull it aside because this is bigger than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
This is bigger than any player signing a contract. We have to get those vultures out.
What about the comments, though?
We've never had a greater opportunity. We've never had an opportunity. Like 16 years I've waited for this. And last night, after the game, yesterday afternoon, I looked after the game, I looked on Twitter, and Neil Ashton's there cheering, fist in the air.
Yeah,
going again with Joe Glazer, going, look at Twitter, look what's happening.
Yeah.
They're going on the Ole. We're not in the news. We're not in the news.
Yeah.
No.
Let me ask Aaron first of all. You know, Anna says it here. What do you reckon about the comments yesterday? Because we went to the protest, all of us, You know, I mean, big up Flawless as well. He was there, JV, and Tots.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam as well.
Adam,
you know what I mean? But when you come home, right, and a couple of hours later, Aaron, you hear them comments. Ollie basically saying that, you know, he's got the backing of the Glazers, you know, speaking highly of them. And a lot of people will say to me right now, saying to me, but that's his boss. He has to say that. But okay, I get that question, but you know, these comments for me, you Aaron, when you look at them, right? He said this bit on Friday, and I thought, you know what, fair play to him, he's saying that we have to listen to the fans. But again, if the question was asked to you, Aaron, now, you know, what do you think of the Glazers? Like, just keep it as, you know what, the owners right now, you know, we're trying to get the fans are going to try and get the trust back of the owners. But you have to say all this just after a protest. And I mean, I don't know when them comments were made in terms of the interview or whatnot, but... No.
Let me tell you, can I come in and just...
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on.
So this was an interview that was done on the Friday. So Friday press conference was highly anticipated, obviously, because Ollie didn't speak, or Man United didn't face the press cowardly, other than Joe Glazer's statement. Man United, we're not been a communication from Man United, other than them try to get you to look at somebody, you know, like they do on Twitter and social media. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made it clear that he said he had a good working relationship, and he used the word working relationship. And he said the reason why he said they backed him because they were talking to Poch, right? Poch, we know that a couple of months ago they were talking to Poch. He is kind of trying to play this fine balance where he can't explicitly come out. Jurgen Klopp couldn't come out. But Ollie, in that interview, so basically it's called the first part of the interview, right? Then you got the embargo section. Those comments,
I know that. Yes,
embargo section, because the embargo section is for the print newspapers. So basically, if Ollie did all of his normal press conference, it would the newspapers need quotes so that they can print their stories and agendas.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the reason why those comments. And they asked him, "What do you think of the Glazers?" And he was asked about all throughout the whole one interview. He was asked about 8 of the maybe 15 questions were all about what's happened with it, and he kept saying, "This is wrong. The fans have won. Glad that the people and the fans have listened. Glad that the people have apologized to us. Glad that our football has all come round. We're looking forward to this Leeds game." And he wanted to get away from it, talking about it. But one of the newspaper guy asked him, because I watched the thing I seen the thing going, "Oh, Ollie's comment on his comments." You know, like on Saturday. And
you watched the full press conference.
Yeah, the full press conference. And then I looked at, and all he said was, same from Woodward. He said, "We'll move on." Straight away from Woodward, he said, "We'll move on." He goes, "We'll move on." And I was like, "Ras!" I didn't expect him to come out that way. You would think that he'd be like, "Oh, I'm sad to see him go." He didn't. He just said, "This club will move on." And
that's one thing I noticed as well, because when they asked him about Woodward, I noticed that what Nordin just said. He said, "We'll move on." He just said, "I had a good working relationship with him."
Yeah.
See, when he said that, I knew that those two, they probably looked like they were getting along, but they didn't. They probably didn't.
And the same question was asked of him about the Glazers specifically, and he said, "I've got a good working relationship with him." He kept saying working relationship. Yeah. And then he talked about his goal in the Champions League. He talked about him coming from, guy asked him, it's for an area in Norway called Christiansen. He's like, "Imagine you coming." And so he talked about a lot. When you look at the whole total, right?
Now, I understand that. But I see what I see.
Interview,
you
look at the whole total interview. He didn't. Now, to me, that's why I'll go further. If he comes out and says, like Henderson's doing, like Jurgen Klopp is doing, saying that, "Oh, we need to stop this protest and all that stuff," then I'll be like, "Nah, Ollie's toasting aside." But from that whole interview, I thought Ollie came across as balanced. Like none of us would ever come out because we'll have to.
No, I'm not saying that, but do you have to say them comments though? That's the problem.
No, but
you have to say. Shall I read you what he said? Right, so you read what he said. He said, "I've got an open and good relationship with them, the Glazers, and they've been very supportive of me. They've backed me. It's all about improving the club, the infrastructure, and the facilities and the squad. I'm very confident they will remain committed." If the whole fan base is saying Glazers out, why on earth would you say I'm confident they will remain committed? Do you want to hear that, Nuruddin?
Nah, listen, I don't. But one thing I do think you can tell he's been briefed by everybody in that communication.
That's the problem, then, isn't it? It's the problem.
The email is sent. They're gonna have to ask him. Listen, the great Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah, I know that. I understand that.
Them and go, they're good owners. That's what he said. At least Ollie didn't say they're good owners. He said, I've got a good working relationship with them. Right? He didn't say they're good owners. He said, oh yeah, they've backed me. They want to improve. So he has to come out. Every manager has to say that in that top 6. There ain't nobody going to come out.
I'm not saying that.
There's nobody's going to come out and go to their boss. Oh yeah, they're shit, because you might as well hand in your P45.
Yeah, but also you could just say nothing. You know, I mean, look at Guardiola. You know, he just says, that they do what they got to do, and they're there and they make the big decisions. They make the big decisions, but he never ever says they're very good.
Guardiola interview side. Guardiola's like they're great owners. Guardiola was going.
I understand that, but when the situation though, for me, when we've got a sensitive crowd, Aaron, is it not just best to say, you know what, these what's happening right now. The Glazers are here. There's a process, and we'll see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Well, especially when he said that though. He said the fans. He never said fan. To me, the quote I'm looking for, Aaron aside, sorry to go on, is when he says the fans have got to stop this. That to me is like that's clear then, because he's not going to come out then.
So you wait for that one. Then you wait for that comment. Then
yeah, he's then clearly chosen a side. Then he's clearly chosen a side.
What are you making of all this, Aaron, man? You know what I mean? By the way, there's 300 people watching. Please smash a like on the video. Straightjacket podcast. You already know what it is, man. 120.
One sec, guys.
121. Yeah, go on. Yeah, so if you look at
me, if he comes out with that side, then I'm 100%. I'm like, okay, fair play then.
And this is the problem, though, Nuruddin. And I said it yesterday on Adam's podcast, right? What's it going to take for these Glazers to go? And I mean, seriously. Because at the end of the day, you're saying you got disheartened by the Ollie out quotes.
I did.
So what do you have to do then?
We were united for almost 6 days.
Yeah.
6.5 days almost.
So what is going to be the one that is basically the sacrifice? I know it sounds weird this year to get Glazers out here, but if you've got a fan base that's divided already, and you've got Ollie in, Ollie out, and sometimes when you look at it, say now, for example, this weekend, right, I was like, you know what, I'm not bothered about the game. I'm bothered about the Europa League because then it's a trophy. But when you look at the fact that it's Ollie in versus Ollie out, it's a very, very sensitive group. We've got a group that's divided as a fan base. What's going to happen then in terms of, the ownership? Like, in terms of, you're never going to get the Glazers out when you've got a manager who the club and the fan base are split on. You know what I mean? It's crazy as you see it.
No, Saeed, I'm sorry.
I know it's bigger than that, but you said yourself, you've got this heart. I'm going to put it out for you.
No, if he chooses a side, if he comes back and he's antagonist towards the fans protesting, then to me he's chosen a side. But at the end of the day, it's bigger than this. The fans, we're not like you making it out like the fans are like 5-year-old child. They don't understand.
No, of course.
Ever gonna come out against the owners and employees? They're never gonna come out against that. The majority of them will do the fight. It's called, in the middle, a dance. They'll do a dance. 1 minute they'll be there, support the fans. 1 minute they'll support the owners. He'll have to do that fine dance, right?
Yeah.
Any question to get asked for. But the biggest thing for me, Aaron, I'm going to rush anyway. I'm going to be going so you get more time, bro. To speak.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm just getting this out. We got to stay united on focus.
Absolutely.
Because I'm telling you now, if even this Super League didn't happen, do you think the Glazers were going to spend money this summer? Do you think we're going to get the players that we needed this summer?
Well, Bailly signed a deal. Bailly signed a deal.
And now what does that tell you? Bailly signs a deal. What does that tell you? No centre-half this summer. Simple. What's the key areas we need?
What do you say to me? Glazeronomics.
That's how he is. That's how it is. They probably gave him the money that he wanted. And already Ollie don't fancy him because Bailly's been fit, but he's stuck with Maguire and Lindelof. But the biggest thing, I'll come back to the fan base, is that we've never had an opportunity like this Let's stay focused. Let's not get clouded by emotion, by what a player's doing, what the manager's doing. Keep your feelings to the side till we get another owners, and then you can go back to being divided. When we get new owners or we get serious pressure on them, and the government legislation comes in, and that there is a proper and fit, proper what's the word? Proper fit and test. Like, well, I can't even bloody say it. But anyway, the way of running a club, if that doesn't come out proper fit, as it's called proper test, fit and test, something like that. Anyway, it's basically where the clubs have to abide by some of the fans, consult the fans, and apparently on Friday on the fans forum, there's going to be the Man United have announced an emergency fans forum discussion with the owners, and the people representing the owners. Apparently, it's Friday. That's what's going to happen on Friday.
Does that mean that they're going or they're making adjustments? That's the problem.
I think it's just going to be. It's going to be the same thing that the Cronkies did with Arsenal, and just.
I don't think nobody should turn up, Aaron. I'm sorry. Nobody should turn up.
Exactly.
Nobody should turn up. Nobody should turn up. Right? I understand. I'm not a dictator. I'm not asking people to go against what they want to do. You can do what you want, but we have to, the focus has to remain. We have to put aside what we feel about the manager and the games. We have to put that aside, because to me, other than the Europa League games, they've ruined football. They've ruined. I'm sorry. Power me wanted United to lose yesterday. I know that's dumbfounded.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What is going to make me, when I'm so nervous and I'm telling people and educating people about the rivalry of United and Leeds, before, earlier in the season, we played them at Old Trafford, hyping up, going, wow, we've not played them for so many years. And doing that, and then being deflated. These guys, if nobody kicked off in August, we would have been playing in the Super League with Real Madrid every other week, Barcelona every other week, Paris. How boring would that have been? How you can't manufacture. These guys try to manufacture NFL, NBA type of thing, where some of these games are like friendlies. Because nobody can go up.
Put up that last comment again.
Yeah, man. Arsenal are apparently in serious talks with
this is
Daniel Inky
again.
You know what I mean? I think for me, he's seen that protest and he's seen the United fan base. That's why, in reality, the Glazers, I think this one's about 2 billion. The Glazers want 4 billion, though. So we're looking at a contrast in money. Yeah. So what, when no one talks about that, we need the United fan base, right? What's your opinion, really? And I want to hear your opinion in terms of honesty. We want the Glazers out, yeah. But what's hindering it right now for you?
What's hindering it for me right now is, you see the way we all went to the protest. You, me, Nordin, Flawless, Tox, JV, everyone that was there, yeah? It makes no sense for all of us to go there. There's talks of 3,000 being there, right?
Yeah.
That was there, the protest. 3,000 of us were there, yeah? It makes no sense for 3,000 of us to turn up at Old Trafford, but then when you go home and Manchester United ring you the next day, asking you for your bank details to do the direct debit every month for the new season ticket, and then you give them your details. It makes no sense, because I know from those 3,000, at least 1,000 are going to do that.
Yeah.
Because, I want to go back to Old Trafford. Yeah, that's what I understand. Listen, we all went to Old Trafford. The last time we were all at Old Trafford was that game against City 2-0 at home in February. I think in March, sorry. The 9th of March or something. I understand. It's been almost a year we haven't been to Old Trafford. Yes. But we have to keep our foot on their necks, bro. Don't go to the stadium. Don't go to the mega store. Yeah. Don't buy the new shirts.
I'm going to challenge on that one, Alan,
even if we do sign Sancho, it's cool. He's going to come to Manchester. Don't buy the shirts, bro. Don't buy it.
No. I'm against merch, yeah. But my thing is, Aaron, yeah. By the way, there's a super chat here. If you're Ollie in, Ollie out, the Glazers win. Simple as that. Let's argue and be divided in terms of the manager after we get these lot out. Stay United. The thing is for me, Aaron.
But what I want to say is, I'll tell you what as well, yeah. I'll tell people this. All three of us, live in the area of Manchester. We're not far from Old Trafford, right? But I'll tell you what, and I'm sure you guys agree with me, that we're willing to sacrifice, even though we live close to Old Trafford, not going to Old Trafford, because we don't want to put money into the Glazers' pockets.
Yeah.
I'm sure, Saeed, with your season ticket, you're willing to dash that out the window and say, listen, I'm not going to put no money into the Glazers' pockets no more.
The thing is, for me, Aaron, this is where I'm in a precarious position. The problem is, my thing is, do they stop you from being a fan? We're talking about football here in terms of do you love Man United more than you hate the Glazers? That's my problem. Are they going to stop us from being a fan? And that's what I want to say. And that's where it comes. For me, it's an uncomfortable situation. But when I look at it, right, I think for me, merchandise is the biggest problem for me. When you look at the season ticket, right, 55,000 people buy a season ticket, right? When you look at the merch, which is more money, do you reckon?
I'd say probably the merch, because the merch is...
The merch is countless, mate. The merch is countless. You know what I mean? Yo, Anas, I'm in that precarious position. Thing is, for me, right, I'm not in that situation where I know... I'm not one of them people that say, oh, but if I can buy season ticket away, someone else will take it. I'm not about that. What I'm on about is that these guys are dictating what kind of fan you are. So, are you that fan that says, you know what, I'm going to drop everything off for 1 minute, and you know what, I'm going to make you suffer. You're not going to go to the game, right? Even though you're a match-going fan and you love going to the game, right? Because I'm one of them, I love going to the game. I love that feeling of going into Old Trafford and, watching the game live for me. I just love it. You know what I'm saying to you? But the thing is, do you stop from being a fan, that you love right now? You know what I mean? Or do you hurt them through your pockets in terms of merchandise? Because at the end of the day, right, you can say, and a lot of people here watch the stream right now, you know what I mean, in terms of, they watch Man United, they watch everything else, right? But you can't watch it on Sky Sports then, because Sky Sports pay Man United a fixed term throughout the whole year. We're talking about, you're going to have to watch it on a stream. But if you watch it on Ronaldo.com, everyone else is going to be on Ronaldo.com watching it. So your stream, is going to be A, 5 minutes behind, and B, it's going to be absolutely buffering as hell, bro. So I don't understand, bro. That's my situation, bro. So how do you tackle that? It's difficult,
I understand.
Man.
When it comes from that point of view, it is difficult. I understand that. Do you know what I mean? But my principle is, it's the whole season ticket thing. Like, if I want to go to a game, bro, like, let's not lie, innit? Like, I've got bare man that I can call up right now and be like, yo, you got a ticket, and then they'll sort it out for me.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? And most likely, I won't be paying the ridiculous prices that everyone else is paying. I can call in, I can make a few phone calls and people could do me favors. I can go there for free. I can do that. But what I'm saying is, if you've been at the protest and if you're going to the protest on Sunday, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense for you to then accept to give your details for the direct debit for the season ticket, because what did you protest for then? You hate the Glazers, but you're giving them money. Yeah, see what I'm saying?
That's true.
So,
and I'll be guilty of that. I want to get your opinion on this, Nordin. We're talking about in terms of, this is for me a kind of uncomfortable conversation, because at the end of the day, you love the club. The thing is, for me, Aaron said to me, right, if you love the club, don't buy the season ticket. My thing is, right, if I said to you, Nordin, do you love Man United more than you hate Glazers? What would be your answer?
I hate them, me personally. There's nobody, I hate is a strong word, and I don't hate that many people in this planet, yo. Yeah. I don't hate that many people, right? Hate is a strong feeling, it's a strong emotion, innit? And I don't want
to. We need this conversation, by the way. We need this conversation.
What it is, right? I understand fans like you in a difficult situation, right?
Yeah.
And we're all in a difficult situation. I'd rather go to the stadium, hold up my banner, and say Glazers.
But there you go, then. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
That's what
I'm willing to get my kicked out.
That's a possibility as well.
But merch, no way.
No way.
I've already
buying merch. Cancel me, people.
I'm going on. As soon as they release that kit, I'm gonna give hours and go outside that store, with a banner saying "Do not buy." They can call. They can call the police.
Course.
If you mans are down, we're going. We're
Absolutely.
going.
I've not bought merch for about 5 years, people. 5 years.
I
haven't bought any merch.
Bought for me on my birthday, and I think one Eid or Christmas I got a shirt as well. So people buy because they know I love United, and people buy without me knowing. They buy it, and I'm always telling them, no, don't buy me that merch. Buy me a St. Pauli. Buy me an FC United shirt. You know what I mean? Shout out to St. Pauli, those people who don't know. You know what I mean? Punk football. So for me, I understand that it puts on a little difficult because owners will come, the love for United will always be there, and fans would always want to support their club. But the ones who go inside the stadium, and you know that if you don't go in season ticket, there's about 30,000 waiting.
So then, what if I say to you, right? And by the way, there's a super chat here. By the way, we're just having a conversation, Yasser, man. You know what I mean? He's saying that how can you tell a club who loves this club, Aaron, who's been saving it for years and go watch a game. No, we need this. This is called uncomfortable conversation, but we need to have this, yeah, and iron it out. And it's all about difference in opinion. We need to have this conversation. Nobody's telling each other what kind of fan you are. Sorry,
Aaron's not saying anything that's wrong.
No, he's not. He's telling me something that's right, actually.
If you choose to go to the stadium, you got to forget supporting the team. You got to sing. You got to chant. Majority of the 90 minutes, you got to give that energy to the Glazers to get them out.
Yeah, I'd happily do this. Absolutely. My thing is, Norrin, would you rather have a stadium that is basically don't care about what the Glazers are doing, or have a stadium that's full of Glazer out? So imagine we had a full Glazer out movement, right?
Yeah.
And everyone left every match. Yeah, we decided to leave at 70th minute every single game. We threw things on the. So there's a different way of thinking about it, isn't it?
Yeah. Now that you're saying it, it makes sense because
that's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, if we all agree, and this time for real, because we wanted to do it when Bruno first came, but then we didn't do it. We all say, okay, by this minute, we all put our green and yellow scarves.
Even if it's 2-2. Even if it's
green and yellow scarves up, for a number of minutes.
I throw on the pitch, man. Everyone throw on the pitch.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
throw something on the pitch. Throw something on the pitch, or what is it called? Scream Glazers out. We want Glazers out.
Pitch invasion,
so that people hear it through the TV. We want Glazers out. Say we want. Sing that shit through the TV so that people can hear it, and then agree on a certain amount of minutes. But you walk out the stadium, bro. Do you know how much impact that will have? Because we're always on television anyway. We're Manchester United. Yeah. Sunday, people watch those 4:30 kickoffs on Sunday. People watch them. Do you see what I'm saying? If we walk out, bro, because Manchester United is a global brand, people all over the world wait to see Man United play. If they see 70,000 people, if they see over 50,000 people, because I know a certain man will stay. If they see over 50,000 people walk out of Old Trafford on live television, bro, sponsors, bro, they're gonna pull out.
Yeah. Laura, to say a final piece before you're gonna shoot off in a bit. Just in terms of the kind of what we need to. Sorry, let me just see here. Saying most fans are casuals and they won't stop buying merch because they only care about results and don't go too deep to find what the problem lies. So in a day, Laura, when you kind of assess that, maybe it's not the match going fans. When this is crazy, when you actually see the match going fans, that's only what 55,000 season ticket holders are hardcore. Can we agree on that? Because they want to go every week in, week out. So is the problem we have to educate them? Maybe the problem is we have to expose everything. We have to tell the people that live over the other side of the world that we can't buy merch, we can't do this, we can't, don't spend all your life savings in mega store. You know what I mean? But the problem is, how are you learning to tell someone how to be a fan from Malaysia who's never seen Man United in his life?
Well, you just got to trust us and trust us.
Trust us.
You have to trust us and say, for the good, if you want Man United to go back to glory days, if you want those days back when United are challenging for titles and have a fantastic players and, playing really good football, then you're going to have to trust. You're going to have to suffer the pain, short-term pain for the long-term gain. Simple as. And please, like I said, I was disheartened. They've ruined the whole... Musa will tell you. They've ruined it. Man like me and Musa, they've ruined the season for us. They've ruined it. With this,
of course.
They've ruined it. So to see Ollie out trending, it devastated me. And as I'm telling you, Neil Ashton, all of the communication department who work closely with the Glazers, they're all cheering. I'm expecting, hopefully, something to happen from the Florida Reds, the Cockney Reds, to go to...
Yeah, man. Florida's a big state. They need to be outside their bloody... What they call them. They need to be there as well.
Yeah.
China, be outside their base. New York, stock exchange.
Everywhere we have to. Remember back in the day, a lot of them were memes, where you were Wenger in and Wenger out. We found it in all of those massive sporting events.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it has to be. Even that was done for comedy. That was done for comedy purpose. But this, we have to do it. And all I'm saying to you guys is, please, let's not get distracted with the manager. All of us have spoken out, the Ollie inners, the Ollie outers. We all know.
I've said my piece for 2 years.
We know at each other's point of view. There's nothing original or new. There's nothing original or new. We have to stay united. We have to put pressure on them because people are like, what people are saying to me? But it didn't happen 16 years ago. It failed. I'm like, yeah, because 16 years ago, social media wasn't like this. and sponsors weren't taking an effect. Sponsors now feel a lot of responsibility to the people that their products are shown to.
You know how you say that, Nordin? Someone emailed Team Viewer support and he asked for some guidance, and they said Glazer out, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what they were talking about. Basically said, "Oh, please don't waste our time." So basically, we can talk to Team Viewer, who's a sponsor, and their support site. You know, their support team on Twitter. They have support teams, don't they? So you can actually talk to them and tweet them. That's how crazy it is right now. So you can actually directly, talk to these guys.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying to you. And they care what their product is placed with. They care. They care. So we have to get them. We have to keep this going. We have to vary the tactics the way we protest. But I'm never gonna tell any United fan. I will ask them, if you want to go to the ground, if you want to go renew your season ticket, two things: walk out, sing Glazers out till you.
Okay, that's me to talk to me there. Then
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
my season. Shall I be honest with you? My season ticket, and I tweeted it out here, was gonna go when the Super League was announced. That was gonna go then. Was gonna go.
Yeah, but I understand, Sai, because you love Man United. I'm not asking you to. What I'm asking you to do is, when I say to you 70, 60, 68 minutes for walk out.
Phone me.
Yeah. When I tell you, keep singing, and literally under your shirt, Glazer out banner under your shirt. You know what I mean? Under your hoodie, go in there and bring that out, Glazer out, and get the fans around you to sing Glazer out, and educate them. The ones who want to educate them and get them to understand. Unless we get these leeches out of our club, we're never gonna go back. Saeed, how many times have I told you and Aaron? I've told about 3 years ago. Since we started doing 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, of course, man. Every day.
I kept every time we meet up, I kept telling you. Well, two things I kept telling you. We're never gonna win anything with these guys unless the structure changes. They've had 3 years to change the structure. And we're not gonna see any fruits of that structure. We're not gonna see it because we've realized what they want. They just want to milk this cow. They want to milk more. They wanted the next 23 years, 350 to 400 million guaranteed before even the season starts.
That's crazy.
To them. Playing friendly, because that's what they are. That league was going to be a friendly league. It's like a preseason friendly.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that thing that they do in preseason Champions Cup.
That's it.
Yeah, the Champions Cup.
That's what I said. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what that was. You can't manufacture. The reason why we look back at the great games, Man United, Real Madrid, 4-3 Old Trafford, Ronaldo hat-trick, all of these games we look back on, the classics, Barcelona, Man United, Scholes scores the winner, we go through to the final. All these, because they're not manufactured. They're not manufactured. And they wanted to do that. So the trust level of them, to me, they can sign 11 players. They can spend 400 million and I would still want them out. I would still want them. There is no way they can manipulate me. And all you got to say to Musa, Aaron, Saeed, please, just everybody wants to listen to you. In every podcast you're on, in every stream you're on, just educate people. These guys are viruses. These guys are the worst of the worst owners. Like that plane said yesterday, 2 billion stolen, Glazers out. And that's me done. Peace, love,
big up, man. Big up, Nuruddin. Yeah, man. Make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Always
Bring United Therapy. Big up to you, man. Musa, we're gonna bring you in here, man. You know what I'm saying to you. What do you reckon of the situation right now, man? A lot of division came back in on the game against Leeds United, but you only gotta look at the worrying thing is, man. If Ollie don't win the Europa League, everyone's gonna be on the Ollie out moving again, man. You know what I'm saying to you. Even though for me, people can say to me, people always say to me, you're the pioneer of Ollie out because you created this whole Ollie out debate when you went against Ollie, but this feeling could even explode even more, and then after that you lose momentum. So, what advice are you giving to the people, man? Because obviously we're having a situation here where Ollie's saying that Glazers remain committed. There's a lot of noise of he's not backing the owners, but he's saying good things about them. When in reality, all us fans don't want him to say that. So it's creating more vengeance for the Ollie out people. You know what I mean? And just creating more havoc. You know what I mean? So. I don't know, man. It's a sticky situation here, brother.
It's difficult, man. It's like, has Ollie been given the talking to and been told? Because as an employee, sometimes you get told by your employers to go out and to say certain things that might not even be what you're on. But has he got that big phone call that says, "Listen, the contract's been patterned. You know what's going on out here. You better go out there and tell them A, B, C, and D. And as Ollie, as an employee, gone out there and said to himself, you know what? Let me go and say what they want to hear. Because at the end of the day, if Ollie doesn't say that, it's not going to change the reality of the Glazers. They are what they are in it, but they need some good PR. So if they need good PR, they might be using Ollie to do that. And obviously, as a fan base, we're going to be thinking, what the heck, what's going on with that? How the heck is Ollie supporting them? But at the same time, it's difficult. I want to see it from both sides and understand that he's also an employee of Man United. And there's most probably people in there, not just Ollie. There's most probably the kit man, the people serving the food, that are all upset, thinking, "Rah, how did these lot just try and pull a mad one?" You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, none of them's gonna quit and not come into work the next day. Everyone's gonna get paid and go on because at the end of the day.
Though, Musa, then again, you get me. It gives more vengeance. You know, we keep talking about the vengeance now. The vengeance goes back to Ollie then. And then it became the Ollie out debate. Then the Glaze out movement loses protest. So I said it on Adam's protest, on Adam's channel yesterday. Do we need Ollie to get sacked, for everyone to be on the same page? Do we need to take the...
No,
I don't
because
understand.
I think the new guy, I think these lot, I just believe this. We can't allow the Glazers to sack and employ another manager. Because either way, it's a problem. If the Glazers sack a manager, then they're going to want to keep a certain group of the fan base quiet. And then the new guy that they're employing, he's going to be screaming over the hilltops. He's going to be saying, "Raw, the Glazers have just brought me in. Yeah, the Glazers have just brought me in. They've given me the money to spend in the transfer market. The new manager's going to be like, I spoke to them. You know, they're football men. They're committed." He's going to sing the same praise as Ollie. Whereas that's going to be even more difficult to get him out. So I just feel like what we got to do, we got to separate ownership from the football team and from what's going on the playing field. And I think if we can separate the two, it's going to put ourselves in a better situation. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like we just got to do that. I feel like even when people are saying Man United and the 6 teams should be punished, but really, we believe that the 6 owners should be punished because at the end of the day, none of these 6 teams agreed with what happened. Not most of the time, the managers didn't know what was going on, the playing staff didn't know what was going on, and the fans definitely didn't know what was going on. So for us to be getting punished as a fan base wouldn't make sense because we're not the ones that pulled it. So really, the punishments have to really be, directed to the owners and to the people who got Man United in this. It wasn't us. So again, I feel like if we can separate the ownership of the club with, the manager and the players, then again, that would allow the fan base to say, hold on, as much as we're not happy with what the owners tried to do, but we should also still have the right to critique our team week in, week out, and to critique the manager. I don't think that the two should be connected. And we should be grown up as a fan base to be able to say, you know what, flipping, like example, Harry Maguire's crap. We can't be saying that he's not crap no more just because we want the Glazers out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But the problem is, though,
go on.
The problem is, though, man, Aaron, it's like, when you go to university, you know what I mean? There's going to be a 40k tuition fee at the end of it. But do you care? You just spend money how you want, innit? You feel me?
Yeah.
You're spending a couple of grand because you're thinking, that situation's far away. I'm going to deal with what's now. I'm going to spend and spend. I just feel like this is the same way with Ollie and the Glazers, bro. The Glazers are far away in terms of how we can reach them, even though I believe it still can happen. But Ollie's in right now. Ollie's the now of the performances. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? In terms of you can see the results. You can see it after every game. It's week in, week out. That's the problem Aaron, we've got. It's a problem over there, but there's a problem here in your house. You deal with the problems in your house first before you go deal with another problem, surely. So I don't know, but it's a weird, bro. It's weird, man.
It is, man. It is super weird. In terms of ownership, we first need to make sure before we get them out, because we can want them out all we want. But we need to have someone available or someone willing to try and buy this club. Because what is it, 4 billion, 5 billion? We need to try and make sure that someone's available to buy that club. You know what I mean? Because we could want them out, but who else is going to come in? You know what I mean? Arsenal miraculously somehow managed to get the founder of Spotify, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, and Matteo Flamini together to try and bid 1.8 billion to buy Arsenal.
Yeah.
So we need to find someone that's going to be willing to offer, was it 4 billion, 5 billion to try and buy Manchester United?
Yeah, you know, flawless, right? We're just talking about Ollie and the weird situation of, he's gone there, but this situation here is absolutely vital, man. Big up to you, bro. But Ollie's position will sort out for himself, Musa. You know what I mean? Whether he's good enough. Even if we give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 300 million, are you sure that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will win the title by United? If I was to give you the answer, you'd probably be no, right? Or most likely not. The problem is,
depends how many. Yeah. You know what, Ollie? I'm Ollie out, and the reason I've been Ollie out for a reason is because I think he's done some things that are a bit unforgivable in terms of the squad that he's had this season and how he's played it. But if Ollie finishes like 5 points behind Man City, it's going to be very difficult to say that with a Harry Kane or someone like that Ollie can't bridge the gap. Because it's either Man City it's either Man, because everyone's saying Man City is great, they're the best thing since sliced bread. So the thing I'm saying is that if Man City are this good and this great, and Ollie ends up finishing 5 points behind them, where are we with Ollie?
These man are road still. Go on. Who's looking to find Woodward first, man? Stroll's going to get FSG, and Woodward's on road.
No, we need to find these man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, right, man, you must stop.
No, Stroll's on his way to
find these man ASAP.
Yeah, sorry, Musa, go on.
Find these man.
Are you together?
You know
all right, okay.
Yeah, I'm with Stroll now, innit? Yeah.
All right, Musa, what are you telling me anyway?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if Ollie finishes something like 5 points behind City, and this is one of the great City teams again, and City's been great this season and outstanding this season, where does that put Ollie in this conversation if he finishes something like 5 points behind them? Yeah. What does that say about Ollie? And that's why I feel like this Ollie thing is like we got to ride it till the wheels fall off, because we're in a difficult situation where somebody will say, okay, Ollie with a Harry Kane challenges for the title, because if he's doing it, you know what I'm saying, like this now, then what happens if he has a player like that? So again, I feel like as much as we've all bantered Ollie and we've said what we said about Ollie, the reality is, how many points is he behind City with 4 or 5 games to go left?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, the title race is just done. You know what I mean? In terms of the motivation. The problem is, Musa, though, when you say that, though, what was a plan to ever win a title? Was it always a case of let's defend our way to the title? If you kind of, you kind of get what I mean, because if you look at it,
then again, he's the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League. So they'll say that Ollie hasn't defended his way to the title. He scored the goal. Yeah, he outscored everyone else.
Yeah, true. That's true.
Second goal. That's what I'm saying. The things about Ollie, Ollie's got certain type of stats. He's got the best away record in the league. The man doesn't lose away. And again, we're still saying that he's a crap manager. With all of that, we're still saying...
That's what I'm trying to say to you. So what's the next step then? I don't understand the next step. Let me bring in Straw and whatnot. Straw and Flawless. Straw, I'm going to start off with you. We're talking about the situation about Ollie and whatnot, and in terms of, he's saying that they're committed to the Glazers and whatnot. And obviously the fan base is divided. Obviously about FSG and all that. What would you say to the Man United fan base at the minute right now in terms of perspectiveness, in terms of, we've got to put aside the Ollie out, finger, whatnot, and just go as a cause. Because at the end of the day, everyone knows Ollie's not good enough, regardless of anything, of a budget or whatever he gets. You're looking at top managers that have been given money and still failed. So Ollie's situation, regardless if he fails or succeeds, will sort itself out. However, this situation will not sort itself out, will it? Fans need to protest and unite.
Yeah, no, I don't see it ever really working under the Glazers, because obviously I've come on here and I've bantered about it, but their main priority is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and let's be honest, they pump everything into that. Everything's built around the NFL and that model, which is why they tried to join the Super League in the first place, because it's very similar to the NFL model. Everything's about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and regardless what you think of Ollie as a manager and stuff like that needs to be put to the side a sec, because the issue that United are going to have is this. When it comes down to challenging for the elite, and I'm not just talking about the Premier League, because the Premier League this season, as we know, has been a crazy season. City haven't been at their best, yet they're still cruising with it because everyone else has been poor, let's be honest. especially us. But I don't see them giving you proper backing. I mean, they're taking dividends out and they're taking millions out. Like I said, everything's for them is about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you really want to challenge for the Champions League and the Premier League on a regular basis, you need new owners, regardless of OLE. OLE's the next one you need to sort out, because I've got my issues with OLE. Like I said, yes, he's got a fantastic away record. You cannot take that away from him. But the Premier League this season is anyone that went on a bit of a run of form, 3-4 games, we're going to end up walking away with it because everyone else was inconsistent. The second the team showed a bit of consistency, like Manchester City did, they started to run away with it. And let's not forget, Manchester City were nowhere to be seen until after Christmas. So
true.
I genuinely believe, and I said this on here, I said this on numerous shows, Manchester United, if there was ever a time for them to go and nick a Premier League title, it was this season. And I always look at the game at Anfield. You had the last half an hour, that game was there for the taking. Imagine the confidence boost that not only did you go away to the champions, you pick up 3 points, you beat their unbeaten record, which was taken a week after, which it should have been used. The momentum and the confidence boost that gives your players. And it's like, United should have been the one that ran away with it realistically, because City haven't been great this season. It's just everyone else has been poor. But yeah, you need to get rid of the Glazers, because Champions League, stuff like that, you're going to need proper investment, but you need to invest it in the right areas. And you need people to know what they're actually doing with the money, be smart with certain deals. And I've not seen that with United for the past 4 or 5 years, and that's the issue you're having with the Glazers at the minute.
Yeah. Flawless, we're going to go to you next. This is the situation they were talking about, you know what I mean? It's you know, we're talking about uncomfortable conversations, you know what I mean? Giving up season tickets, protest, is it going to work? Fans, you're not United. You know, we're talking about all his comments here. There's a lot of, you know, it feels like a, you know what I mean, a dish that's just all over the place, man. You know what I mean? It's hella things mash up, you know, in there. You know what I mean? You're adding bad shit on there, bro. You know what I mean?
Dish that's all over the place.
A dish that's all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So
it's peak. It's peak.
What's your overriding feeling, man, as this kind of thing? Because obviously, no one was talking about hashtag Ollie out was trending. There's always going to be that distraction, you know. So how do we get rid of this distraction? And is it ever going to be the situation where I was talking to Aaron saying about, imagine when you're at university and there's a loan, right? And you're not bothered about that loan until you get to that situation. You know what I mean? It might
you
be
deal with it when you get there.
You deal with it when you get there. So, we can't deal with Glaze when we get there, but we can deal with Ollie right now. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the issue. But firstly, yo, man, I gotta congratulate you on hitting 30K, fam. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big look at that, isn't it? A big look at that, man. 30K, first and foremost. Secondly, all we can do with the Glazers, you asked me, will it work or not? We don't know, but we have to at least try. This is the most momentum we've ever had going at the Glazers. I can't remember 2 protests back to back like this. You've had the one that we was at on the Saturday, 3,000 plus people. This one, hopefully there's more and it has the same energy. So we have to try and get the Glazers out. Again, will it work? No, but what are we supposed to do? Just let it slide. Like that's the only other solution, and that's not a solution. We're just gonna let this slide and let them continue to do what they're doing. Like I said, with the European Super League, them, FSG, Kroenke all overstepped the mark. Like you unified all fan bases. How the hell something's that bad that you unified United and Liverpool fans? That's how bad this was. You unified Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea fans. You unified everybody. At the Chelsea protest, I got told they were chanting Glazers out. That's how fucked up this is. That's why I've been saying Kroenke out, FSG out, because them man took liberties. So we have to keep going. In regards to Ollie, though, that's still a problem. Just because it's a lesser problem doesn't make it any less of a problem.
And that's what I'm trying to say to you. So
it still needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
It still needs to be dealt with, because Musa was talking about, ride this till the wheels fall off. I think the wheels have fell off. The wheels have fell off. How many points are we behind City? What is it? 10 points now.
10 points, yeah.
And if you look at the silly points we've dropped, we should be closer to them in a title race. And I think I'm not saying we're better than City. All I'm saying is we should be able to compete.
But the problem is, though, the thing is, the weird situation is that the draws that we've done, if Ollie had gone for it, I think he would be out of the job by now. That's the problem. That's the way we look at it.
You know what? You have to run that risk. You know what I'm saying? And that.
But he won't ever do that, though. That's the problem.
And that's why he needs to be gone, because a better manager, we're competing with Manchester City right now with a better manager. If you look at the silly points we dropped 4 points to Sheffield United. We dropped 2 points to West Brom. You dropped 2 points to Liverpool. That's 4, that's 6, that's 8 points. So we'd be 2 points off Manchester City right now. Bear in mind they're going into a Champions League semi-final. The pressure's all on them. Like, we should be competing. Should we be winning league titles? No, all I've said for the longest is that get the most out of the squad that you have and compete. We can compete with Manchester City. Are we better? No. Do we have a better manager? No. But we have players to compete? Yes. You know what I'm saying in that? Every time there's been a close title race, like for instance, Liverpool don't have a better team than Manchester City, but they washed them last season. Why? Because Klopp got the most out of it. They washed them. Let's not forget that. Liverpool absolutely washed up Manchester City. You're going to tell me that Liverpool squad is better than Manchester City's? No, first 11s you can argue. Squad-wise, no chance. You know what I'm saying? But how come Liverpool fans still would have expected this season, even with City having a better squad for their team to compete? That's why strong over Liverpool fans would be disappointed at how it's gone and that. I hate this notion that just because a team's better than you or squad's better than you, that you just give up. What kind of attitude is that? You know what I'm saying? You just give up and just throw in the white towel and that from the jump.
And the
Bear in mind, City haven't been that great this season.
And the problem is BAILLY getting Nagelsmann now. So, you know what I mean? Again, you know, that's the problem. United fans are thinking, are we going to be left behind when all things around us are going, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Bayern's got that one, Poch is over there. So it's like, even Tottenham could get a better manager than us if they replace this guy. They might get Ten Hag, you never know.
Yes. And that's the problem that we have. Is Stroll touched on it about it being a regular season. City will go again. Liverpool will go again. Chelsea looks strong. So that's 3 teams right there. Leicester, we know what their recruitment's like, so they'll invest again. So not only do we have to invest correctly, this is why it's important. We get a new manager. Ollie's took it as far as he can go. Even if he wins the Europa League, which he should win the Europa League because we are a Champions League side. And when I say we're a Champions League side, I'm not saying we're Champions League winners, semi-finalists, quarter-finalists. I'm saying we're good enough to compete in that competition. PSG are the favourites and we almost knocked them out. People forget that. We have players to compete with the best teams in Europe. But again, because people like Ollie, they deflect over this. They neglect over this fact. Neglect over it. And it's absolutely ridiculous how people will defend this, man. Yes, is it an ideal world with the Glazers? No, but we've been successful under them before. So we can be successful under them again. We've won trophies. Everybody bar Moyes has won trophies. So, but like I always say in it, people are going to defend Ollie to the death simply because they like him. There's no logic behind it.
Yeah, but here's the point as well. Sorry to interrupt. Is you've had Champions League qualification in your hands if he takes Fred off the pitch. And then look what happens. You arguably get us in the next round, which is probably a favourable tie considering the defence that we had against your strike force, you know what I mean? Or you got a more favourable tie, and then who knows, it could be used in the semi-final of the Champions League, not the semi-final of the Europa League. That solely hinders on Ollie and his poor man management. That's him. Yeah,
absolutely, man. Man, people, it's been a pleasure. You know what I mean? Straightjacket podcast, 121, you know what I mean? 30,000 subscribers. Big up to everybody who's been on all the way, man. You know what I mean? Big up to everybody who's joined the journey, you know what I mean? Hopefully there's another, whatever, so many subscribers and whatnot, and we moved to 50k subscribers. But big up everybody who's tuned in. We've had over 400 people live throughout the whole video. You know what I'm saying to you? So big up to everybody, again, who's tuning in right now. The guys at the bottom, Flawless and Straw, you are on your way to Pi Radio, aren't you? Yeah, man, they're on their way to Pi Radio. Go check them out, Pi Radio, YouTube
literally
channel.
Around the corner now, we're literally walking down. That's why we jumped on it. That's why we jumped on late, people. Appreciate that.
Big up, man. Always, man. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Make sure you go check them out.
Thank you, fam. From a third eye view. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Third eye view, 7 o'clock. Make sure you go check it out. Pi Radio YouTube channel. Resource CIC. We're going to be linking up on Wednesday, hopefully, brother, in Manchester to do some work with the charity and whatnot. So make sure you go check them out. Hopefully, I'll put a few content out or whatnot on the Instagram or whatnot. So make sure you go check them out. Obviously, Mr. Aaron United as well. Make sure you go check him out on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Mr. Aaron UTD. Make sure you go check him out. The socials are all right there, people. But yo, people, Glazer movement again, Sunday, big protest again. Make sure you're all down there. But people, man, we're moving again and again, man. Take care. Bye-bye. I will see you soon, guys. Take care. Love. 30,000. We move. Take care. Bye-bye. And peace.